Hello there, and welcome back to Non Name Talks.
It's great to be here.
Okay, let's dig into this. We've got quite a bit of material here, and it all seems to circle back to one really powerful idea: self-awareness.
That's right.
So, what exactly is it? Why does it feel so relevant, like right now? And maybe the biggest question, how can you actually get better at it? This deep dive is all about pulling out those key insights from your sources, helping you understand yourself and, well, your world a bit better.
Absolutely. And looking through these materials, what jumps out is that self-awareness.
Right.
It's more than just, being conscious of things around you.
Right.
It's described more as this ability to really clearly see and understand what's going on inside your emotions, thoughts, values, even physical feelings.
So it's not just having a feeling, it's that step back where you recognize, I am the one feeling this, or okay, I am thinking this thought.
Exactly. Some of the early thinking your sources mention from psychology back in the 70s framed it as a kind of self-evaluation, paying attention to that inner self as you go about things.
And your materials break it down even more, don't they, into different parts?
Yeah, they do. Things like emotional self-awareness, just knowing your feelings in the moment. Then there's accurate self-assessment.
Which is about being honest about your strengths and weaknesses, yeah.
Precisely. And linking that to self-confidence, sort of trusting that understanding you build. It really comes across as a skill, something you actively work on.
Okay, so that naturally leads to why it matters so much today. Your sources seem to suggest it helps you, like, keep track of your internal world, thoughts, feelings, attitudes.
And the why behind that is pretty crucial. Because when you're aware, you get a chance to choose your reaction.
Instead of just reacting.
Exactly. Like the example of being stuck in traffic. If you're aware you're getting frustrated, you're maybe less likely to take it out on someone later.
Yeah, that makes sense. It gives you that pause.
And it can really make a difference with things like worry or anxiety, too. Becoming aware of those thought loops, you might start seeing where they come from. Maybe even be a bit kinder to yourself about it.
And the research you looked at seems pretty solid on the wider benefits, like personal growth, being better at work.
Oh, definitely. Higher self-awareness is linked to being more effective, building self-acceptance, driving your own development. It keeps coming up.
What about leadership? That seemed like a big focus in some of the materials.
It really is. Multiple studies cited show it's, foundational for good leadership and improved team dynamics, how leaders make decisions, how adaptable they are.
So a self-aware leader, they set better goals, ones that actually...
Yeah, goals that are meaningful to them and use their strengths. It's even connected to who tends to become a leader in the first place.
Wow. So it's not just about tasks, it's the human side, starting with yourself. And the flip side, low self-awareness.
Well, the sources link that to problems managing emotions, sometimes even unethical choices, and potentially more stress, anxiety, depression.
So having that inner clarity isn't just a nice extra. It sounds pretty essential for just navigating life well.
It really seems to be. And there's research focusing specifically on young people, too.
Oh, yeah. What did that show?
Activities aimed at boosting self-awareness in students. They led to increased confidence, better self-reflection, improved decision-making, and adaptability. Real skills.
I saw a stat in there somewhere. Something like 87% of students felt being self-aware helped them see their success comes from within.
That's the one. And 70% felt they got real insights into setting and reaching goals from those kinds of activities. It shows the practical side.
So how do we use this? It starts with knowing yourself, right? Personality, goals, strengths, weaknesses.
Exactly. That understanding is key. And it ties directly into setting goals that actually mean something to you, goals that are clear. Maybe using frameworks like SMART goals.
Specific, measurable, achievable.
Relevant
Yeah.
and time-bound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing that kind of focused goal setting, it builds confidence, makes you more resilient.
Okay, this all sounds great, but how do we actually do it? It feels like it could be a big task.
It can seem that way, but your sources offer some really straightforward, practical methods.
Like what?
Simple self-reflection is a big one. Just stopping, observing yourself, thinking about your thoughts and feelings regularly, and importantly, asking for feedback.
Feedback from others. Because they see things we miss.
Often, yeah. There's journaling. That comes up a lot,
Just writing stuff down.
pretty much. It's a great place to start. Writing about feelings, even what they call expressive writing.
And wasn't there a specific journaling technique mentioned? Something about tracking emotions.
Yes, exactly. One study had people For 21 days, write down a situation each day that caused a strong emotion.
Okay.
They noted the emotion, how they showed it, if that felt right in the moment, and how they could maybe improve or keep that reaction next time.
And that worked.
Apparently, it significantly boosted self-awareness. It's
Yep.
very structured, very concrete.
That's something you could definitely try. What else?
Mindfulness is another big one. Just practicing neutral awareness of your body, your mind. You start noticing things you didn't before.
And deep listening. That one surprised me a little.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Really tuning in when someone else talks can make you more aware of your own reactions, your own processing.
Interesting. And finally, using tools like personality tests.
Right, if you're curious, things like personality assessments or emotional intelligence tests are mentioned as ways to get some structured insights. They're all just tools, ways to build that inner awareness.
Okay. So wrapping up this deep dive based on your sources, we've seen self-awareness is the skill you build, rooted in really understanding your inner world thoughts, feelings, values.
Mm-hmm.
It seems vital for personal life, work, relationships. The research connects it to managing emotions, setting goals, even leadership.
And the good news is, simple things like reflection, that specific journaling method, mindfulness, they can actually make a difference.
Definitely. So maybe a final thought for you to chew on.
Okay.
If getting better at understanding our own strength, our challenges, and managing our reactions helps us individually, what could the sort of collective effect be on our communities, maybe even wider society, if more people really practice this deliberately?
That's a powerful question to end on. What could that look like?